Hello, everyone. I'm happy to have another young Indian with us, part of the Voice of the Young series. Right now, we have with us Tanishka. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Tanishka.
Hello, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity and the platform. Um, and Without wasting time, I think I would like to go ahead. So, first, talking about my academics, my educational background. In 11th and 12th, I had humanities with mathematics. I chose a very weird combination because back then I remember there was just one senior. She had humanities with mathematics and she too left mathematics in class 12th. So I was the only person in my school doing that. But I think that helped me a lot. So what basically motivated me was when I was in class 10th, I started developing interest in SSC and civil services, which almost everybody at some age wants to join and everything. Besides, I loved mathematics, so I decided that okay, I want to choose humanities, but not do away with the maths part. So I opted for mathematics. Later on, I developed interest in economics and joined Delhi University. In the course of economics honors, I joined Maitri College, which is in Chanakyapuri. I would also like to give a brief review or something, tell something about the college so that students who are just thinking of entering or so that they have some idea about how the college is like. I think it is in the center of Chanakyapuri. It is very good locality in terms of professors, good professors. Besides, okay, yeah. Something about Delhi University specifically. Delhi University has a very good curriculum. Course curriculum is nice. It is like, according to me, like the mainstream economics thing. It's nice. Like it teaches you techniques and it is quite rigorous. So it prepares you a bit. But at the same time, one thing which I observed about this university is that learning outcomes are not really good. This is specifically my personal experience. I would not like to say generalize it or something, but जिस तरीके से the kind of hype which I had about Delhi University, after going to the university, I realized that for the 3 years, I have not learned much since where I started. And two of the reasons which I think have led to this is because of teachers' absenteeism. It's not like teachers were not present in my class or something, but there is some lack of permanent teachers in this central university, which really needs to be talked about. Because I was really interested in economics. Nobody in my family had studied economics. I didn't know anybody. I just in class 11th and 12th, I just read the books and I didn't go to any tuitions. In fact, I used to help students of my class because it's not about like being intelligent or something. It's like if you develop some interest into something, then you are really good at it. When I joined Delhi University, I had very high hopes, specifically my college, but my learning outcomes were not good. Teachers' absenteeism. Besides that, this is one of the issue. Besides, second issue is the kind of teacher-student ratio, which is again not talked about. Because in my class there were 60 students, and I know that in universities we do get such large number of students, but I mean, I don't know, maybe because of the lack of infrastructure or something, which adds on to the kind of teacher-student ratio we had. But my personal learning outcomes and the people I have talked to were not really good inside the classroom. Delhi University offers some things outside the classroom, networking opportunities, kind of a tag which gets you internship and everything. That is the outside the class exposure is very nice for this university, but inside class, if you really want to learn in academics, it needs a bit improvement. This is my personal take. I would not like to generalize it. Then I joined, like, yeah, I prepared for CUET, PG, and I wanted to join DSC again because of the name tag and the kind of corporate opportunities it provides. But I couldn't get into it. I think I was just one question short of clearing the cutoff. Then I joined South Asian University as a master's student. Now, earlier this university was again in Chanakyapuri, but now it has shifted to, like in 2023, when I joined it, it shifted to Maidangari campus. So, just a second. Yeah, so it shifted to Maidangari campus. I am pursuing masters in economics, specialization in development economics. So I would also like to give a brief review about this
Good.
university as well for all the people. One thing which stands out in this university for me is the till my batch. Now, after is the kind of teacher student ratio. In my batch, there are 19 students. One thing completely related to academics, and there are so the kind of teacher student ratio helps with the learning outcomes. I think my learning outcomes are improved much, are much better here in this university compared to Delhi University, though the course curriculum was much more rigorous there. So the kind of trade-off which we see. And besides that, yeah, second thing, this university gives you a lot of exposure related to research. For somebody who wants to get into research, I think till this could be a good option if you get into it. But there are other things that needs to be considered. For example, after my batch, the new batch which has come up, there are again 60 students. And in my batch, till my batch, there was this compulsory dissertation project in second year's masters, which I think helps a lot. Because when I got into this university, I was just a college student. Okay, I did my schooling and then I got into college, okay, fun and everything, and I didn't knew anything. I didn't know anything. Matlab, I was just completely clueless. But then I got into this university, so the kind of exposure it gives you in terms of research, it's good. I think in it's good. And one thing not related to the course but specific to this university is that it was established by 8 SAARC countries. So we have students from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and other South Asian countries. So this the kind of exposure you get in terms of meeting different people and culture. This is something not course my course specific, but I would also like to mention this thing. Before coming here, if something happened in Bangladesh, it was like I couldn't, okay, I was really sad for people or something, but it was I was not too close to that issue. But now I know a few friends from Bangladesh. So if something happens in Bangladesh, it is very close to me. And now, for the lifetime, not just because I'm here in this university right now, but if something happens in Bangladesh, I'll think about my friends. Or in Afghanistan, I'll think about my friends. So this university does impact your empathetical thing. Like it makes you a bit more empathetic towards people of different countries, specifically South Asia, because you realize that you are very similar. You're very similar. It's not like if you come from India and Bangladesh, there's not much difference. If you come from India and Afghanistan, like right now the situation, but people are intrinsically the people are same. The kind of things we laugh on, the kind of things we talk about, our concerns as South Asians, they are, quite similar, and we have some shared concerns. So about this, um, yeah. So this was my educational background and a review of how I came here. Now, another thing which I would like to, since I'm given a platform, I think I would like to help people who are younger than me with this. So, when I joined at Delhi University, I was not sure what I really wanted to do, like during my undergrad. So, I did 2 internships in HR, which were good, which was a very good exposure because it helped me be a bit more confident interacting with people, and like the communication skills and soft skills, it did help me. But I was not sure how, like what I'm going to do. So one thing, like students who are in undergrad, what they should be doing right now, in my opinion, is that if you are unaware of you are just unaware of everything, like you don't know, you just came from school and you thought college would be fun, and you're just very um, simple dumb child student like that. So I think first you should be thinking about like where do you think you want to work, for example corporate or something. then I was just aware of HR. Okay, so you have to hire people. Consulting, strategy, and other departments, public policy. I didn't even know that these departments did exist. So first, you should be going through the structure, like in government jobs, what kind of jobs are available, in corporate, what all are available, and what you can do. First, try to understand the job market ahead of you, like what kind of jobs are available. Secondly, start optimizing your LinkedIn. Everybody talks about it, but I'll tell you what does this black box optimization means. See, I am interested in research. So what I'll do is I'll first of all identify if I want to work with some think tanks. Think tanks are like basically organizations or something, or if I want to work under a professor, or if I want to, and if I'm not really sure, then what I'll do is I'll find professors of economics and just start sending them requests on LinkedIn. Because somewhere later on, maybe they need some research assistant or somebody who they would want to hire under them. So right now they might not require it, but because they are in my connection or somebody in their connection, so that is basically going to like the algorithm is going to help you a lot. So the black box is optimizing means not necessarily that you have to write on LinkedIn or do something extraordinarily or attract the cloud. What you really have to do is see what you like connect with the right people. If I connect with some really successful engineer as an economic student, okay, maybe in his like organization they might require me, but the odds are less. But if I connect with someone who is into research, then I might have people who will hire me. These are very basic things, but I think uh, I don't know if it helps some student. Then that's the thing because I'm no expert. I'm just a student, so I can just say things which really help them. So optimizing LinkedIn means basically connecting with the right kind of people, and yeah, that's all. And if you want to write on LinkedIn or something, which I do at times, then that is also a good thing because you can use it as a signal. Your CV is a signal. People don't know you. Everything you do, you can is a signal. Like you can usually, people do not know your skills. You can use it as a signal where you like what do you want to do, but you have no experience. So you write about it. So people see that see she has an idea. She might need a bit of training, but that's doable. So you can use like write about things, use LinkedIn in that sense. Besides that, I think maybe I can talk about my master's dissertation if that's okay.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, because this is something I'm working on, so I can talk about it
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bit. So, we all have seen our mothers working like almost every day in the kitchen while our fathers are sipping tea. No offense, but no, in most of the South Asian households, we do see that. So I thought about working on this, like seeing how much time women are spending in unpaid work, be it care work or household work, and to see how does it like it is impacted by the socioeconomic factors, whether she comes from a very wealthy household or she comes from a household with from the lower income quintile, or whether she is very educated or not. Does having the right sort of education and skills help her to come out of this? Or even if she is a PhD, she still works at home. It's not like, yeah, you do not work at home. This is something I want to specify that you do work at your home. It's not something like that. But does being a woman really, makes it difficult for her to come out of the household and work outside? This is something I really wanted to assess. So I'm thinking of assessing the socioeconomic factors of marital status, which I think impacts a lot. Um, or then income quintile, because if you come from a higher income quintile, you can actually outsource that work to someone else, which is not possible for women coming from. Then the place of residence, like rural and urban. Rural women have some other additional disadvantage pertaining to that. lack pertaining to lack of infrastructure in rural areas. So I thought I would just like to just see how all these factors impact how much time women are spending on housework, such as unpaid like household chores and caregiving. So I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
let me comment on that. The flip side of that is the participation in the labor force. Okay, women's participation, and this is called, you know, participation, labor force participation rate, LFPR. Okay, labor force
yeah,
participation rate, and the LFPR in India for women is quite low. And there's a big debate about it as to why it is so low. What is the reason for it? Why is it? Can we really become a well-off country with such a low LFPR for women? What are the
yeah,
factors behind it? So that's the flip side. Because if they are not in the labor force, it doesn't mean they are sitting at home and just watching TV or just chatting with friends on the phone. They are doing unpaid work. So it's the flip side of the same coin. So you might take a look at some of those studies just as a passing thing in your dissertation, that what is the LFPR? And surprisingly, the LFPR for women in India is lower than in the neighboring countries.
yeah.
Oh,
Bangladesh. I think it's lower than Bangladesh.
yeah, okay, so take a look at that maybe, and that might give you just a small, your dissertation is yours, but it might be useful to say that, look, I know that uh, this leads to low LFPR for women in India. And there's a big debate about it and so on. And when I had a session on it once, and in that session, one of my conclusions was that the economy has changed, but the society has not. Okay. So
That's actually something I even read in one of the papers. Like the way society is moving is not keeping at pace with how the economy is evolving, and it should be evolving.
because the economy is changing, because the technologies are changing, right? Suddenly we have these delivery services, suddenly we have online shopping. The nature of jobs and employment is changing, and but the society is not. Anyway, I don't want to get too deeply involved in this debate. Let me talk to you about let me just respond to your issue of learning outcomes.
Yeah.
Actually, different people have different learning styles. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people learn from their teachers, and some people don't learn from their teachers. They learn independently on their own. Teachers are just one of the minor factors in the learning. Right? So it depends quite a bit. Now, the classroom ratios in India are outrageously high. There's no question about it. Because we don't want to incur the costs. We don't have the room, we don't have the space. There are no other universities like DU so famous and so on. So everybody wants to get into DU, so everybody can only be accommodated by increasing the class size, because we have a huge number of people coming of college age or working age. So what do you do with them? Well, just push them in the same college. you know.
Yeah.
So, and then those who actually learn from their teachers, they are at a great disadvantage, because what the learning has become in DU is what you get through internships. Yes, there's learning in the classroom, but in the end, there's quite a bit of learning outside the classroom. It wasn't the case in our time. There was no learning outside the classroom, but the classes were, say, 30 students, not 60. So, but if you learn from teachers, then you are surely at a, if that's your learning style, and there's a name for it, I forget, kinetic or something. There's a name. You can look it up. But if you are in
Yeah,
that group, then you will be at a disadvantage.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So it's not you.
I mean, yeah, I know. I like the kind of the group of people, the class of
Yes.
people. I do get it. So since I was at the disadvantage and I made this mistake, so I decided that okay, if you have some subscribers and people watch you, so I would mention this thing so that nobody else goes through the same.
No, but but you do. In spite of that, your outcome is good. You have learned to think for yourself. You have learned to formulate and expose your views. You have learned how to discuss the ideas. So even though the system didn't give you economics, uh, you have grown in many ways beyond your high
Yeah,
school. And you have learned
true.
to make criticism gently. So this is a big learning, how to have your point of view, how to state it, how to make it clear. So you've done well. Now when it comes to DSC, not everybody can get into DSC. Okay. And even if you get in, what I hear is that getting in is the first part, getting out is the hard part.
Uh,
Because courses
yeah,
are very tough. Okay. So anyway, I think also the learning that comes from exposure to other people and cultures is very important. And it's not just important, I'm pressing it hard these days that Indians want India to be a leader, but we don't care about our followers. You know, I differentiate between being a gold medal winner and a leader. Actually, Indians don't want to be leaders, they want to be gold medal winners. Gold medal winners sometimes talk to the silver medal winners, but they don't care about the rest. We just want our economy to be good, and if everybody else around us goes to hell, that's fine. It's their issue. But that's not right. Indians, I want young Indians to be more aligned and knowledgeable about young people in the neighborhood countries. And I'll talk to you offline about it also. But let me just say here that this is clearly one of my aims, that through the new technologies, I mean, you are not using a new technology, you are in the same class. It's the old technology classroom. But through the new technologies, young people shouldn't just build links in Europe and USA and Japan and Australia. We also need to know what our conditions are and the people's feelings are. Are they similar to us? Are they different from us in our neighboring countries? That attitude is completely missing. And instead, what happens is, oh, these Bangladeshis, they are ungrateful. We've helped them 50 years ago, and now they are not grateful. That is not a way to be a leader. That is not, it's just,
maybe a
oh,
boss,
huh?
but not a leader. Maybe a boss, but not a leader.
Yeah, maybe a boss, but not a leader. Ah, those guys, they do this, they do that, they do this, they do. I mean, we are full of pride and arrogance against our own neighbors. They're going to be your neighbors, whether you like it or you don't like it.
Yeah,
So
China will like it.
China will like it, right?
Anyway, like it.
So if you don't become friendly with them, uh, China will walk in and take them over, right? So
True.
which you don't realize that's anyway. This is part of my thinking. Let me not get too much into thinking about my views. This is not one place. This is a place for you. So let's hear something about your personal side too, if you want to share.
Yeah, okay. So again, I would like to like take something from the mistakes I've done and help others. So when I was really a good girl archetype or straight A student since school, which I would not say I regret, but there are other sides of it which people don't usually talk about. I was almost okayish in most of the things, like average, mediocre, but I was good at studies. So, one mistake which I did while growing up was not to have any other hobby specifically related to like physical exercise or physical activity thing, which paid me much later, like when my graduation was about to get over. So at that time, because I had to travel from, I come from an NCR region only, so I didn't take a PG or something. I chose to travel. So the travel, which again is a very big topic about the traveling cost in Delhi University, the time and the energy, and which I think I would not like to talk about since I'm just a student. But the thing is that uh, the travel thing uh, affected my health, not just because it was not affecting others because they were very physically active or something, but I didn't have anything. I was just eating, sleeping, going to college. That okay, I travel, I go to college to metro, so my physical activity is done, but that's not how it goes. So I developed some migraine and some posture issues in the last year of my college. Besides that, I was a very fearful person because I was straight A and everything was going well. But now, when the uncertainty came, like, okay, graduation, tak to it is a set path, school, college, and everything. Now, what I'm going to do, I don't even know how the things in the job market work, which I mentioned that students should actually go through and think what are the other departments and everything. They should be aware of it. So I was rejected in most of the college placement I gave interview for, and I think I was rejected. It was a good decision. Like, not that I was very good and they rejected me. I was not at all good, so they rejected me rightly. And the one of the reason why I got rejected was because I was very fearful. I was scared of uncertainty, and because I did not have any pathway through which physical activity or hobby or something I could release what was going on in my mind. So last year, I think in 2024 April, I joined some yoga class, and in April I'll be like I have been consistent with it, and in I'll be just in 1 year, like this April, 1 year complete yoga. So this is something I would like to ask other students also. Even if you are very good at something and you think that okay, other things don't really matter, bro. How does it matter? I'm doing good. No, it will actually come up to you later on in your life. So it's good that you develop a hobby early on in life when you do have time, and stay really physically active because um, we have, like, in our generation we have a lot of options, a lot of opportunities, but a lot of distractions at the same time. So we need to be really mindful and aware, like, about our own health first,
Okay.
because
Right.
that's
But
a
that
very big thing.
still is something negative. You still haven't told me anything positive, which you enjoy.
I enjoy yoga. I think most of the things I enjoy in life.
Okay.
So the thing which I thought about is I'll talk about things which will help other people. Like,
Yeah,
do you
okay.
think the ideology? If I talk about okay, I like this, okay, I like that, it's not. How does it help? That was my ideology.
All right. You're too serious a student. All right. It's you have to be who you are. Okay. Anything else? I have always the last word with the speaker. So last word, please. Final word.
Thank you for this.
That's not
No, no, sir.
that's not enough. Uh, give
No,
us
I
some
mean,
final thoughts.
sir, maybe you can take the lead and ask something. I don't know, like,
No,
direction well.
this is not my style to ask questions. Let me just summarize it. Let's say that, look, you have found a good path for yourself. I mean, the South Asia University has really made things for you work, and being rejected in job placements in BA, it's really not anything major, because you haven't learned how to play the game. Okay. At that time, there's some, I don't know how the game is played in Delhi these days, but you hadn't learned how to play the game. But you will find a way out of it, and I'm sure uh, people will see that you have the ability to think for yourself, which is actually missing in the teaching in Delhi University. That you think for yourself. How the heck can you think for yourself? So good. I'm happy to have that from you. Um, and let's end this recording here. Stay online. I want to talk to you a little bit offline. So thank you, Tanishka, for being here. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Till then, bye, everybody.